It's been a long time since Lynn and I have sent out traditional Christmas cards. Almost every Christmas for more than 25 years, our tradition has been to greet family and friends with a page of original poetry, usually about 32 lines, and often noting events of the year just passing. I am not making any predictions about this Christmas. 2020 has been a really weird year, and little progress on poetry has been made. But I am aware, and perhaps you are also, there was an ancient poet who went by the name of Ovid, O-V-I-D, which incidentally rhymes with COVID. I've Googled him, and you can too. And I can recall thinking, Ovid, COVID, that has to be a starting point for a poem about Christmas. Then I also thought, what if those are the only two rhyming words that come into focus? So I guess we shall see what we shall see. And rather than spinning our wheels looking ahead for what we might share today, we looked back. And in the archives, we found this. If you were on our Christmas list about 6 years ago, you would have been mailed or perhaps handed something identical. And if you have a good memory, these words may sound familiar. And this might be the closest thing to a Christmas card that you'll get from us this year. Christmas, 2014. The circle of another year has almost run its course. If I don't craft these verses here, I'm flirting with remorse. The task, though not unpleasant, can be sometimes hard to start. My to-do list at present, obligations off the chart. I don't solicit sympathy. My fault, procrastination. The issue is priority and willful concentration. The calendar was always there, and time has always flown, and stuff just pops up everywhere. I really must have known. Looking back at year 14 and knowing we've been blessed, despite the grief the world has seen, much cruelty expressed, we all have opportunities to love, to help, to share with all who face catastrophes at home and everywhere. Because we've all been given much, of us much is expected. We have the means to really touch those lives so long neglected. So we must open eyes and ears to see and hear their need. The cold, the hungry, full of fears, whom we might clothe and feed. The selfless way we ought to live was shown us long ago. God's Son has taught us how to love, how to give, and how true love to show. He turned his back on glory, and for our sake became poor. We know the Christmas story, heard it many times before. The greatest gift we'll e'er receive once lay in lowly manger. God's plan for all who will believe, no one shall be a stranger. He's calling all back home to him, all back to one another. and time on earth, this interim, to truly love each other. So this year's coming to a close. We'll soon start year 15. And what will happen, heaven knows. God just may intervene. But we will choose how we will use each hour of each new day. No time to lose. Let's spread the news by what we do and say. A listening ear, a helping hand, a visit, or a call may help someone to understand God's love for one and all. So may we wholeheartedly reflect what we've been given, that all might see and we might be what God has planned in heaven. Seriously, it is our hope and prayer that God's peace and joy and love will be lavished on you and yours in the days ahead, and that Jesus will be very real to you. Merry Christmas.